So we can start. The participant will join soon. So very good. Very good. Is it audible? So very good morning to one and only industrial personnel, Mr. Prabhakar Sethi, present over here. In this 13th session, we will listen from Mr. Prabhakar Sethi, who is the senior manager of Visakhapatnam Steel Plant. His topic of presentation is energy conservation by process management at RINL. Before presenting, I must speak few lines about him. Mr. Prabhakar Sethi passed out MTech from IIT Kharagpur and BTech from NIT Raipur. He is having 13 years of industrial experience in steel plant. He was published 4 international journal paper in reputed journal. He was guided 5 industrial projects and presented 8 paper in international conference. He was solved different industrial problem which is occur in the steel plant. Now, sir, over to you. Sir, you are not audible. You just switch on there your audio. You have switched off your audio. Sir, your audio should switch off. You just changed the audio. Should be switched on.
Also audible
Okay.
for me?
Okay. Audible. Audible, sir.
Okay. Okay, just okay. Good morning to all of you.
You can share your PPT, sir.
Okay.
One button is there present now. Just click on that one and you can share your entire screen and open that PPT.
Uh, just a minute. All of you are. It is visible for my presentation.
No, sir.
Just,
Not visible.
just something is problem. What is the problem? This screen share not coming.
Sir, in this button, just present now is showing. In that present now, you just click entire screen. Then you open the PPT.
It is showing your entire screen a window.
A window nahi. You have to click on the your entire screen.
Okay. But it is showing you can't share your screen. You must grant permission in order to screen share. What is this?
Is there permission required?
Yes, yes, sir.
1 minute.
Because
I
I'm
have to.
Sir, I make you as a host, so you can do that.
For co-host, you just do it co-host, sir.
just a minute. Just a minute.
Sir, this time you can share because you are the host.
It is not coming out. No, the screen is not coming to my PC. That's why.
No, sir, you just switch, open that PPT. Have you opened?
I can send it.
You have opened that PPT. Then you just click on that entire screen.
Okay, just.
I can show you like that. I can show you. I have said
Okay.
this is my entire screen. This is my entire screen. Then you just open that PPT, just like that.
Entire screen. Entire
Ah.
screen. Share now.
You click that one, share now.
Share now. It is coming.
Entire screen you click on, entire screen.
Hmm.
Entire screen. After that, if you click entire screen, it is mentioned that share your entire screen. Like that one screen is showing. You just click that one and share.
Okay, just a minute, please. I'm again. Just. No, no, it is some problem. Just wait, please. Just 5 minutes, please.
Good morning. Rudra sir. Present.
So there is a problem in sharing. So within 2 minutes we can solve, and the Prabhakar, Mr. Prabhakar Sethi will join again. Okay.
Good morning to all you. Are you audible from my voice?
Yes, sir, it's audible, sir.
Thank you very much. So please share full screen. Shall I start?
Yes, yes, yes.
So sorry to say for kind of this disturbance because of my network is not supporting proper way. That's why I. So let me start. Today I'm about to share with you regarding energy conservation by process management at RINL. I will also share the modification whatever we have done in our plant. So next. So any economic growth, energy is the most important factor. Like India, we have whatever we are importing all the materials and exporting. So energy is the major issue, measures for the economic development. Now what happened? We need a lot of investment. So we also need a lot of industrialization. So we need energy. It is a you can assume the criticality of the energy needs because we have a limited resources, and simultaneously we have to look up our environment and climate issues, and our industrialization 100% depend upon the primary resources of fuel like coal, oil, and gases. Coal or oil and gas we are importing from other countries. Coal we have a coal 900 billion tons, but the ash percent is very high. We cannot use our steel plant, any kind of steel plant, yeah, fertilizer plant. So we have to import metallurgical grade coal, a good coal from 90% grade coal, good coal from other countries. So it is also factor to reduce our cost, reduce our energy conservation, and also we have to see our environment and climate issues. Steel industry is a major energy consumer after aluminum industry, paper pulp industry, and fertilizer industry. It consumes. It is a fourth or a fifth rank for consumption of energy. So higher consumption means higher carbon footprints, and also it affects environmental. And we are producing a lot of waste products, slurry, solid waste, and also greenhouse gas. So these are the problem, and our the production of the steel, we are emitting also carbon dioxide, the rate of 1.83 to 2.5 tons per ton of steel. So in this sector, we have to see, we have to observe, we have to analyze our energy conservation, cost reduction, environmental protection, and also our production. So next. Please share next. So, short brief of my steel plant. We are the Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, Ministry comes under Ministry of Steel, Government of India Enterprises. Operating units are Vizag Steel Plant, 7.3 million ton. We are operating now, and we have a high-speed rail wheel plant at Raebareli, Axle plant, Jalpaiguri. It is a proposal, and operating mines we are operating. We haven't coal mines, iron ore mines, but fluxus mines we have, and sand mines we have. So we are utilizing that. And subsidiaries, joint venture certified, these are certified, and specific power consumption at present 600 to 650 kilowatt hour per ton of steel. We are consuming 600 to 650 kilowatt hour for producing a 1 ton of steel, and labor productivity 437. These two things I will discuss later. These are the byproduct. Next.
Can you go to next one?
Next, yes, next. So this is the process route of steel making measure department. We have a 56 department, but these are the measure department. First, we are raw material, iron ore, fluxes, coal, and limestone dolomite. We are processing this separate department in raw material section. Then sent to iron making. We have a 100% blast furnace route iron making. And after that, we have this hot metal sent to SMS for the steel refining and value addition, along element for addition. Casting, liquid steel, we have to cast a desire saved as per the customer demand, rolling section, and finally product. So these are the major department: sinter plant, sinter cooling recovery, BPTS, back pressure turbine system, TRT, top recovery turbine system, LT gas recovery, 100% casting, evaporator cooling, argon, oxygen and argon recovery system, raw material optimizations, and 120 megawatt based captive plant. We are using 100% waste gas for producing a 120 megawatt and energy management system. Next. So first, sinter cooling. This department, what we are doing, this department actually working on solid waste management concept. So whatever we are in this department, sinter making, we are charging in all the fine and waste material, iron ore fines, metallurgical waste, coal dust, coke dust, everything whatever we are getting as a waste, we are charging into this department. So you can see this is the black one bed is there. It's called a sinter bed, movable sinter bed, and here the yellow line or blue line here we are charging wood is there. We are charging to hot material because we are taking all the raw material and mixing into drum and charging into this movable bed with the proper maintenance of moisture level. So after ignition of 1000 degree to 1100 degrees centigrade, then this entire bed will move forward direction.
Can you go to next slide?
No, just a minute. Entire yeah. So what happened? The exhaust gas, whatever during the combustion, we are getting exhaust gas. That exhaust gas we are extracting from here. After dust catcher, the blue line, the dust catcher line, and after dust separation, the exhaust gas we are using for boiler for the steam generation, and finally power generation there, 20.6 megawatt hour power generation through the waste heat. So the waste heat temperature 368 degrees, steam flow. This is a boiler steam flow 104 tons per hour. Steam pressure also 20 kg, and power generation 20 megawatt, 20.6 megawatt hour. And these are the benefits. These are the features and benefits. Next. These are the one kind of circular same sinter plant, and previous slide it was the waste gas. We are utilizing waste gas. Now we are utilizing here after the combustion, the sinter after the sinter completes after agglomeration completion. Then we need to cool from 7 to 800 degrees centigrade to 150 degrees centigrade. So that heat we are utilizing. For preheating the gas and also our fuel. So this kind of arrangement we have done, and now benefit features are there. Volume of the hot air 3,15,000, and temperature also 273 degrees centigrade. Heat recovered 13.91 gigajoule per hour. These are the benefits. Next. Same sinter plant. Initially, what happened? The nozzle design was not properly. The flame was not uniformly. It was spreading on the bed. Whatever I have shown in previous slides. So the sinter, after sintering, it was creating a lot of fines. It was creating a handling problem. Also, blast furnace for charging. So what happened? We have changed the design. You can see the two lines are there, primary air and secondary air. What happened? The nozzle, the mouth of the nozzle, we have changed. We have changed in this way. So after that, after the changing the nozzle design, we got the good result. Now, initially what happened? The old nozzle, the energy consumption was 34 megacalorie per ton of gross center. After the design changing, we are now reduced to 18 megacalorie per ton of gross center. Now benefits are there. These are the benefits: energy saving 7,305 tons of oil equivalent and greenhouse gas we have reduced. This comes next. Another important section is the coke oven. Everybody know what coke oven, the actual working. So I don't want to go the coke making, coal to coke making only. So after the coke making, 6 to 9 hours, we are discharging to coke from the oven. We need to cool. We need to, because the discharge coke temperature almost 800 degrees centigrade. So we need to cool up to 152 our atmosphere level. So that heat utilize for the power generation. And also after power generation, we are 4 megapascal. 4 megapascal steam generation there means 40 kg, and also one additional turbine we have added for the extraction purpose. Plus, we have a short. We have taken to two atmosphere, 2 kg from 2 kg stream from the main stream for the generation of vapor of the refrigeration system. We are running the refrigeration system that steam only. This chilled water production, we are using the vapor absorption system. So these are the features. Number of boilers, earlier it was 14, now 16. Number of turbine 2. Now later we added the one extraction turbine which is producing a 13 megawatt. And whatever we are stream taking from the main header 2.5 ATA, we are using refrigeration for the producing a chilled water. The benefits, energy savings benefit, you can see the coal reduction, greenhouse gas reduction, energy reduction. These are things we got it already. One thing I would like to say, whatever I am showing here, it is official. It is official data I am showing here. Nothing is a proposal, nothing. It is official data. Whatever we have modified and present to State Minister of State. It is official data. Next. No, it is not working. It is animation toner. Next. Now, after coke oven and the center plant, let us move to the blast furnace. Blast furnace, we are producing 100% hot metal. There is no other route. So raw material we are taking from center plant, coke oven, raw material, and we are charging into blast furnace. Whatever we are gas coming out from the blast furnace, it is a rate of 3,80,000 Nm per hour. This rate of gas is coming out from blast furnace with pressure 2.2 2.41 and temperature is 200 degrees centigrade. So that kind of pressure and flow gas, whatever coming out blast furnace, we are using not using for steam generation. We are using only expansion turbine. We have already fixed one expansion turbine. That expansion turbine we are getting power. Now, finally, after expansion turbine, the gas pressure reduced to 0.2 kg. Means initially it was 2, and after that, after gas turbine, expansion turbine, it came down 0.2 kg per centimeter square. Now you can see, and another the number of turbine 3. Initially it was 1, and later we added one turbine. It was 2, and later added 1. Same concept we have followed it with the coke oven. The main turbine, it was initially 2, and expansion turbine added with the same shaft. We are getting this much of power 24 megawatt initial turbine, and after adding the new turbine 14 megawatt. This is the inlet gate pressure. It was now out inlet pressure 1.1 to 2. The energy saving, this much things benefits we are got it, and coal reduction, greenhouse gas reduction, energy reduction. These are things we are getting. Next. Uh, After the blast furnace gas, initially we utilized for through the expansion turbine for expanding the gas. Now the blast furnace gas having a 750 kilocalorie per nanometer cube, the calorie value. So that gas we are using for blast furnace stove. This is the stove, dome type with this stove, and this left one is stack. In between, we have arranged a heat exchanger. Whatever gas are coming from the top of the you think, and after gas exhaustion, so that temperature we are utilizing for creating the blast furnace gas and creating the air. So this arrangement we have done recently, 6 to 7 years before. Now we got the result benefit, the energy saving and gas, greenhouse reduction. The combustion air, combustion what the atmosphere air, that it is also we are getting helping for the creating air, and blast furnace outlet gas. It was 47 degrees, 47 degrees centigrade. It is also help for the creating the blast furnace gas. Overall, we got the less time for heating gases and maximum availability stove to the blast furnace, so that we can increase our production rate. So we got the result. Not only energy consumption and greenhouse reduction. On the other side, we got the time for the production, time for the maintenance, time for the other activities, so that without affecting our production. Next. Next. Now same blast furnace. Uh, the blast furnace, for running the blast furnace, we need coke from coconut battery, sinter, iron ore, limestone, dolomite. Later we added in place of coke, polarized coal injection system we have adopted. So the production cost of coke, it was almost 20,000 per ton of coke. Okay. Okay. All of you comfortable for this? Uh, all of you comfortable for this?
Yes, no problem.
Yes, sir.
You can continue,
Yes,
sir.
no problem, sir.
Suppose to any doubt, any query, please. Meanwhile, you can come talk with me. No problem. So what we are using? So this coke rate, you can see the 520 kg per ton of hot metal. So it is a big cost for production of for total ton of hot metal. So what we have done, very cheap rate coal, like a pulverized coal, and we are making the pulverized very fine dust. We are injecting through the tubers. The coke rate was reduced up to I think 430 to 410. So we got the less burden for coke oven plant, and we are also less burden for importing the coals, and we are getting good result. We are getting all type of savings, energy savings. These are things, energy emissions. These are things. And how much this coke replacement and polarized replacement is there? Later I will show you. So this is the high production rate, low coke rate consumption. We got it. We got it. And one thing I would like to say, the coke replacement ratio is a 1.1 ratio. It is a highly valuable. Internationally, you can see in the Japan and other Chinese companies, their coke replacement slightly 1.09. We have a higher side because of our coke one. We are our coke side, our manufacturing coke, little bit as percentages are there. So that's why it is exactly 1.1. So still we are getting good result, and we are getting higher production rate for this arrangement. Next. So after hot metal, we have to refine. We have to refine the hot metal and making into steel. This is called a steel melting shop. So you can see the right side one bottle is there, which is the called converter. So whatever steel refining to the oxidation means so all in a hot metal, 4% carbon there, silicon also 0.02, 0.03%, and phosphorus also as 0.1%, carbon also 4.2%. These are the impurities we have to refine from the steel, from the hot metal. Then only after that, it is called steel. So after oxidation, we are getting carbon monoxide gas, the having calorifically having 2000 kilogram nanometer cube. So initially it was simply it was going to atmosphere, and we are losing a lot of we were losing a lot of heats or energy. So later we have done this is the one of a drum and one of the cylinder type of opening system we have made, we have arranged so that all gas will come to this one gas holder, so that we can this gas holder we can take any kind of gas amount, yeah, any time of gas. We are not depend upon the supply of the carbon monoxide gas from SMS. So this carbon monoxide gas we are using for the reheating the furnace. Now after this arrangement, we got the energy saving. The benefits you can see the energy savings, coal reduction, greenhouse reduction, energy reduction. It's a slightly 0.181 gigacalorie per ton steel we have reduced. This arrangement one. Next. Same steel making SMS steel melting shop. Initially, after steel conversion, we have to cast the desired shape of our customer demand. So initially, what we were doing, we were casting in bloom size. Then, according to customer demand, we have to again reheat the bloom, and we have to roll in desired shape. At present what we have done, we have removed this bloom reheating furnace, bloom casting. Directly we are casting billet as per the customer demand. There is no intermediate bloom heating furnace and bloom casting. We are casting directly whatever customer demand, size and shape and composition. So after this arrangement, the benefits of energy saving and coke of reduction, you can see you can see the my screen. Next. In the rolling mill area, we have already we have fixed evaporator cooling system. You can say it is a nothing but waste heat recovery type, because of earlier days for the furnace cooling we were using the raw water. We got a lot of problem in pipe corrosion, furnace cracking and chockage. So what happened? We have replaced all the system and we have fixed evaporative cooling system with DEM water, demineralized water. Demineralized water we are getting from power plant. So what happened? You can see the blue line. Blue line, it is a steam line, and the red line, uh, it is a DEM water line, cooling line. DEM water goes to heating the furnace, reheating furnace, and after evaporation, then steam will get out it goes to network area, all the network area. Then from network we are taking into power generation, not directly, because of we have a 4 to 5 rolling mill. So all rolling mills, this evaporator cooling system are connected with one network. So individually, we are taking steam from that network, not separately. because of supposed to furnace we have to take shutdown. So this turbine should not be stopped. So after this arrangement, we got the this much of savings, coal reduction and greenhouse reduction. For furnace heating, we are using blast furnace gas, coke oven gas, and LD gas, SMS LD gas. So there is no oil, no gas system. Only internal whatever we are producing, we are using for the heating of the billets. Our internal gas we are using. Next. Next. 100% waste BF gas captive power plant. We have a three blast furnace, and the blast furnace gas emitting rate is 3,80,000 nm per hour. So three blast furnace almost 4 lakhs nm per hour gas. It is we are getting. So what happened? So these are the because of local value we cannot use as much as furnace heating the elsewhere, stove heating and rolling mill, and also we need the desired properties of combustion gas. This blast furnace gas having a excess 55 to 56% nitrogen. It is a not useful for reheating furnace because of nitrogen will trap into steel. It will create a problem for rolling. So what happened? This blast furnace gas we are using for power generation. We are here this power generation plant, thermal power generation plant. We are not using at all any kind of coal. 100% gas based plant, and we are utilizing the waste gas from blast furnace producing the air. Additionally, you have heard already the expansion turbine, stove heating, and these are the power plant. So we are producing 120 megawatt per hour power from this plant. You see the benefit, the CO benefits, the coal saving 8, 8,80,000 tons. I would like to say we are purchasing coal 3,000 to 3,000 per ton of 3,000 rupees per ton of coal. 3,000 rupees per ton. So we are saving this much of amount of ton. So how much? I think crores of rupees. And greenhouse reduction, you can see the data. Next. This modification we have done cryogenic air separation plant. Why the air separation plant is necessary? Because of air separation plant giving nitrogen, oxygen, argon. That nitrogen, oxygen we are utilizing for in the blast furnace for combustion purpose, yeah, smelting of the iron purpose. Nitrogen gas we are using for gearbox cooling, and it is a kind of inert gas. So we are utilizing the yeah, transformer cooling. Oxygen gas we are using in the blast furnace for the oxygen enrichment, and oxygen gas also we are using for SMS for oxidation of hot metal. Argon gas we are using for homogenization of steel. Then while the adding of along element for making the desired property, so we need the homogenization. So we cannot purge the gas, nitrogen or air. Argon gas is an inert gas we are utilizing for homogenization. So what happened? The air separation plant, we identified some kind of losses are there. So how can we prevent so that we can reduce further our energy reduction? So we identified 4 points. Some maybe high, but we have I included only 4 points. Suboptimal utilization of air inputs. So we the prevention action what we have taken avoided Lackman air 6%, venting of gases product, reflux adjustment we have done, pipelines valves we have resolved it, and less heat duty of intercoolers feed air compressor. Next. Now this is the air separation plant. You can see column, LP column, HP column. I think something is modified. Huh? LP column should be in straight way, but it is horizontal. Okay. So we are getting air from air feed air compressor. So what happened? The 6% air we are taking to for cooling purpose. There is a cooling after cooling. We were venting to atmosphere. There is no use of that. After modification, what we have done, and is remaining 94% of air we are using. We are using for the producing argon, oxygen, and nitrogen. So these are two element. Turbo expander one C, turbo compressor one C, turbo expander one ET01, and ET02. It is also one turbo expander. So we have stopped this turbo expander ET02, and 100% air we are allowing to heat exchanger, and we are utilizing 100% turbo expander. So somewhat of liquid production we have stopped because of ET02. The purpose of what that keep produce the more liquid, but we don't want to liquid of the high production rate. So this kind of arrangement we have done. Next, this is the reflux adjustment for more oxygen argon recovery. You can see the LP column, MP column is the bottom of the MP column, top of the LP column, and side is the crude argon column. So all the air distillation column we are using for air separating the ore, nitrogen, oxygen, and argon for this arrangement. Initially, what happened after stopping the ET02, the air became warm because of heat exchanger. It was working a little bit cooling from ET02, but we after stopping the ET01, ET02, so it became warm. So for the sake of period, means 5 to 10 minutes, it takes time to period of time that automatically temperature will high, and then after 10 to 15 minutes, then temperature will come down as earlier, means time of the ET02 running time. What happened? In this time, the decrease the oxygen level in medium column pressure. Next. So this is the top of the column. Whatever we are getting, whatever the distillation process is going on, only LP column. MP column just it was the vapor-rich liquid and lean liquid, waste nitrogen, lean nitrogen. We are getting here. We are getting the actual distillation column. Distillation process is LP column. So what happened? The top of the column you can see 0% of oxygen. Then the level, the 100% we are getting where the bottom of the LP column. So what happened? The in between oxygen, nitrogen, argon line is there, where argon percentage 15%, nitrogen percentage 8 to 10%. So it is a good amount for extracting the argon. But what we have modified next. What modified it? We draw, we come the belly level. We have come down to that level. Here we are getting argon percentage 11 to 12 degree, but nitrogen percentage is very low. Initially, what happened? The top of the this is the level of belly level. Here the oxygen level. You can say the liquid oxygen level is there. So here what happened? Oxygen percentage 15%, but nitrogen is also 8 to 10%. And just below this line, nitrogen percentage 0.1%. Argon content is less, but the crude argon column, it is a very energy conservative. If nitrogen percent is 8 to 10% high, it is a highly energy consumption process. So what we have done, we reduce the belly level. Okay, 11 to 12% argon we are getting, but nitrogen percent is still less. So for this arrangement, we got the excess of argon flow and as well as oxygen flow, and nitrogen separation time become less. I think 30 minutes we got it. Initially it was nitrogen separation time, it takes 45 minutes to 1 hour. Now 30 minutes we are getting for nitrogen purity. Next. So reflux assessment, whatever done, you can see the vapor pressure curve. Why the nitrogen replacement is so energy conservation? Because of boiling point of nitrogen 77 Kelvin, the boiling point of argon 85 Kelvin, and oxygen 90 Kelvin. So argon and oxygen, it is a very close to each other. So there is no problem. Nitrogen separation, it is okay. We will get to the top of the column. But argon and oxygen, it is a very difficult to separate each other. And we need 99.9 purity. So how we can get it? So we have adjusted the reflux ratio. So lean liquid, we have reduced 55 to 50%. And rich liquid, we have increased 80 to 28%. AL liquid, argon liquid, 28 to 29%. Lean liquid, lean nitrogen liquid reflux, we have increased 85 to 87% because the dripping section will work smoothly. Uh, the more volatile component will go on the top of the column, and less volatile component it will come to bottom of the column. The more volatile component nitrogen and less volatile component is oxygen. So for this concept, we have adjusted our reflux, and there is the expansion turbine. Initially, what happened during the ET02, we have stopped, so the column became little bit hot. So what happened? Reduce the expansion turbine so that the effect will reduce. So rectification time, we have a time to rectify the. We have adjusted all the arrangement. So finally, we got the 19.90 and excess nitrogen, excess oxygen. Next. The piping and valve system also we have rectified because of this gas production, the GOX production valve and manual isolation valve. And this is the GOX venting valve. These three valves of the will work when the line pressure supposed to reach more than 40 kg, then GOX vent valve should open, and below the 40 kg, the GOX production line should be in line. So what happened? Because of malpractice of malfunction of this valve, so we were venting a lot of oxygen when the line pressure below the 30 kg. So we have rectified, and now we are getting the proper ratio. Next. This is the intercooler of FAC feeder compressor. After maintenance of this feeder compressor, the oil cooler, top is the oil cooler and bottom is the gas cooler. So proper maintenance of these oil coolers, it will it is also help for the high heat duty. Next. So this is the result of whatever modification we have done in air separation plant, reflux ratio. This particularly FSC intercoolers maintenance and modification. We got oxygen 12% more as per design. Means 112% rated capacity we are operating now, and nitrogen percentage also 7% we have got access. Argon 25%. It is a big advantage for that. 25% we are getting argon flow. It's a very helpful for steel refining, and also instrumentation. Some of the instrumentation PLC system requires argon gas for cooling purpose. So we are helping to them also our PLC system. And a heat transfer coefficient, we have improved 8 to 5% of intercoolers because the heat duty is supposed to, for example, each intercooler heat duty was 400. Now, after the maintenance, I guess it became 350, 450 kilowatt for the heat duty. So it is a heat transfer rate is good. And one benefit that if you increase the heat coefficient, the discharge temperature of air, it is also come down. So it is also helpful for turbine turbo expander. It is also helpful for the exchanger for the smooth operation. And overall specific heat consumption we have reduced to 3 to 5% of kilowatt per hour per 1,000 nanometer cube air processing. So now major benefits what we are helping to oxygen enrichment blast furnace so that the middle line, the polarized injection rate increasing, the coke saving is also increasing. And oxygen flow, we are supplying oxygen flow. We have already 12% excess oxygen, so there is no problem for the VF enrichment blast furnace side and the right hand side. With the oxygen enrichment, we are getting savings also. So suppose to we need 3 to 4% of oxygen enrichment in blast furnace, you see the major difference of savings. 12 to 18% we can get the savings. Next. Now raw material optimization. You know that whatever steel we are producing and we are selling the steel cost, the total selling cost we are spending 40 to 60% of raw, we are paying raw material cost. At present, steel rate is the in market is 46 to 47, 50,000 is special grade steel. I can say 53,000 per ton. So you calculate 60% of our sellable steel price we are purchasing for raw material. Purchasing we are paying for raw material. So this is the very cost effective. So raw material optics, what we are doing, we are analyzing the properties way. What is the properties of raw material? What is the chemical composition? Based on the chemical composition and properties, we are deciding the furnace, okay, how much quantity, how much raw material we have to use it. So this kind of optimization we are doing. So I'm telling you boiler cross section, we have done this kind of optimization. And below the GCB, we have to maintain 2,800 rupees, 500 kilocalorie per kg. This is our restriction on boiler side. Air should not be high, 34% in boiler side. Fuel ratio should be below 1.2% as the government guideline. So these are the restriction. In restriction, we are optimization raw material so that the price should be balanced, energy should be balanced, and we have to meet this kind of operation constraint. Next. Raw material optimization, coking coal side. 90% coking coal we are importing from other country. 10% we are using, and 10% only medium coking coal we are not importing. The medium coking coal we are getting from Raniganj, Jharia. So we have to maintain this kind of proportion, this kind of chemical properties to our coke oven so that our coke oven will function smoothly. And the chemical metallurgical core properties are there. The coke CSR should know, above 65, 65 minimum, and CRI should be maintained 23 to 25. Volatile material 0.6, coke should be less than 14%. These are the operation parameter we have to maintain. And whatever availability resources are there, and whatever we are importing, because of day by day the import the coal price is increasing, but it is affecting also production cost. So this kind of raw material optimization we are doing time to time, and it is also helpful for the energy conservation cost reduction. Next. So these are the raw materials. So whatever we are charging to like a center plant, we have to maintain this kind of proportion, this kind of chemical properties for charging of any kind of charging of like yes, sinter making, yeah, blast furnace. So these are the chemical properties we have to maintain. These are the if supposed to any chemical composition will differ, then this definitely will affect the our quantity of production and quality of production also. Next. This is steel melting chemical properties. the hot metal used, I have told hot metal chemical composition is a 4.2. So the final steel we are getting 0.18 percent carbon, and additionally 1% to 2% our vanadium, magnesium. These are things that we are adding. These are properties of our customer department. So based on the and fluxes also. Iron ore, we need to Fe% total Fe should be in 66%. Aluminum should not be 1.69. So these are the chemical properties we have to maintain for desired steel making. So all these chemical properties, all the material quality, we have to maintain. First, we have to save time, we have to save cost, we have to save energy, and with same input, we can increase our production rate. Next. So this solid waste management is a part of material raw material optimization. So BF slag is the byproduct of blast furnace, LD slag byproduct of SMS, metallurgical waste, it is a byproduct of raw material and sinter plant. These are the byproduct. Earlier I have told sinter plant. The concept of central plant, it is a really working on solid waste management concept. You can see the total waste we are using in central plant for making a desired. We are making a center as suitable and valuable raw material for blast furnace. So we are utilizing the waste product in mainstream in mainstream means the blast furnace LD slag we are utilizing it on blast furnace. Synthetic slag, type of synthetic slag using in this in SMS. If the solid waste supposed to be replace the main 20% supposed to we are replacing the limestone, dolomite, and sinter. The crores of rupees we can save and time, and also we can reduce our energy consumption. And recently we are working on the fly ash. Based on the chemical composition, the fly ash we are trying to cover, we're trying to use in steel making, road making. Road making, it is there. Road making initially we are doing. And bricks also we are trying to put bricks, fly ash bricks, so that it can use building construction, road construction. There is the properties are different. I don't know, but we are selling fly ash to the outer the agencies are they are using bricks, the road. Inside the plant we are using steel making and workway. Lime dolomite dust, it is a totally rejected dust. Now we are using for steel making, coke and coal dust. We are using sinter making, steel scrap. Scrap also policies there. We are using metallurgical waste, sinter plant, LD slag, sinter plant, iron making. So these are the solid waste we are using in man production. Next. Now we have already developed some of the renewable energy concept like solar heating, polycarbonate sheets we are using for in daytime. Solar energy lab or hydrogen. We are considering about the hydrogen utilization in blast furnace. Earlier, what happened? The oxygen we are using for investment, and the PCI using for the replacement of coke. But in place of PCI, we are studying how to hydrogen utilize in blast furnace. But we have calculated, supposed to, in one blast furnace, yeah, if you use the hydrogen in the blast furnace, we can save 0.5 to tons per ton of hot metal CO2 reduction, and our daily hot metal production is 21,000 per day. So you can calculate the CO2 reduction how much and energy saving. It is 1,81,440 kilowatt. We can save it. And in the solid waste management, I have already discussed LD slag, fly ash, BF slag, utilizing refractory bricking for manufacturing. For the refractory lining, LD converter lining, yeah, other our LD lining. So magnesia, alumina bricks we are using for lining. So in place of alumina and bricks and somewhat of LD slag and fly ash supposed to use for the lining purpose, we can save this much of power and CO2 reduction. Next. Next. Okay, sorry. Okay. Just a minute, please. So another project we are working on the 220 kilowatt floating valve type of in our reservoir, and also entire reservoir we have to cover with top roof solar system. Is a kilometer square, some kilometer square. We have a balancing reservoir, some kilometer square. I think 2 to 3 kilometer square. So entire roof, not 60 to 70% entire area we have to we are planning to cover. So how much energy saving we can't say, but it is a good effect, good result for that. Natural gas using in blast furnace, it is also we are studying, we are working on that. CO2 sequestration in LD slag, and it is also under study. 30 megawatt wind farm already installed, but not commissioning. Commissioning activity is still pending. Coal gasification for blast furnace power plant. It is also we are studying it because we have a coal chemical coal plant. We are importing. We are taking from boiler coal from Talcher, Belpahar, and other coal India. So that coal gas plant we can set up it, but it is under consideration, under study. Chilled water plant production for nitrogen gas cooling, it is also under study, and setup is already ready. But we have to give proposal to management so that for the study we can do it, and we have to see all the aspects of supposed to cost, safety, and energy wise. Next. So the last point I can say, the energy sensitivity for steel production. You can see. I have mentioned respective department, Coco one, center plant, blast furnace. See, power usage come down 1 unit. 1 unit. Everybody knows what is the 1 unit. If you reduce 1 unit for the blast furnace scopes, you can save 29 lakhs per annum. Same center plant, you can see. And this is the production figure. This is if you production means if to increase the production or decrease the consumption, this will reflect this total per annum saving. So this is the this kind of sensitive level for the steel plant and steel production. Next. So you can see SMS also power uses come down 1 unit to 43 lakhs, and billet plant, rolling mill plant power use on 1 kilowatt hour supposed to then 25 lakhs. Heat consumption rate 0.001 gigacalorie per ton of hot metal, then you can save 7 lakhs per annum. 0.001 gigacalorie. So such a sensitive. So wire room also same things. Next. So here the conclusion is that for the energy sake of the energy sensitivity, if you use all the arrangement, if you study, if you come down the all the things, if you the arrangement side from raw material optimization, modification, then if you come to specific power consumption, specific energy consumption this way, if you come down to that level, point zero one gigacalorie per ton of steel, then you can save 105 lakhs point 8 per annum. These are the so sensitive, and we are trying to reduce the as much as possible our specific energy consumption per ton of steel, and we are still we are working. Next. The power generation capacity here from the waste energy, we are planning to 62% power generation from waste energy. So we are planning. We have already developing some of the projects. Uh, we are taking into also some of the organization, foreign organization, Indian organizations, and so many of our researchers, professors from IITs, ISC, and CSR professors. Also, they are working with us. We are working for reduce this power consumption. We are are you audible from us? aim. Okay.
Continue, sir.
Please share the slide. So this kind of power, we are planning to reduce 62%. We are planning to produce the energy from waste. So we are working on this work. Next. This is our energy management system. Whatever we are actually working. First, energy policy, we have to identify the energy policy, what is the national level, international level, what is the policies there. Then planning, implementation, operation, and checkings, checking of those implementation, and corrective action we have to take it. Then monitor, internal audits also we have a facility. Then management review, it is important for us. If management gives green signal, okay, you do it, then we have started. And after that, what are the further modification we need? We have to give the suggestion to management, continuous improvement. This is the things we are doing, energy management system. And the conclusion is that the energy management system, we are involving the primary source of not only energy conservation, we are producing whatever the pattern of hot steel. So our maximum priority is that reduce the cost with same inputs, reduce the energy, and maximize the production rate. Next. Thank you very much. Having a patiently listening my words, and earlier it was I couldn't able to share my screen on my PC, so it would be better to explain if I will share the screen, but I couldn't do it. So that part I am extremely sorry. And somebody wants to question from your side, please ask me. If you have some question, please ask me.
Any question from audience side? Any question from audience side? They can ask. Or if you want, you can write in the chat box also. If you want, you can write in the chat box also. So thank you very much, sir. I think the students not having any questions because you have mentioned clearly in one by one bit. So thank you very much for a pleasant talks, and we can understand from starting to last. Once again, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
So next talk will be started at 1:30. So be present in that class, in that lecture. So 1:30 to 3:30, one more class is there. After that, our VC will present one more topic. It is based on demonstration of feasibility of green technology and waste management in academic institute for circular economy, trillions dollar opportunity of research and innovation. So thank you very much. So in the next session, please join. Everyone should join. Okay.
Thank you, sir.